Hello everybody and welcome back to an extra large episode of the Figure Forecast, a Wrestlemania extra large episode to be precise.
Damien's been bulking, that's extra large.
I've been losing weight, but it is a few days out from the Showcase of the Immortals here. Don't know at the time of this being released, it might be Friday, might only be a day to go, but excitement is palpable. So we are going to hit our predictions and give some thoughts on this year's WrestleMania. But let's do the introductions. I am King Damo and joined, as always, by my soon-to-be blonde-haired friend, Sammy Drip Drip. Well, I gave you a couple of minutes pre-warning, Sam, but before we jump into this year's WrestleMania, what is your least favourite WrestleMania of all time?
Yeah, you kind of sprung it on me a little bit. My least favourite WrestleMania, and one sprung to mind, it was the era of the Roman Reigns dominance. Obviously we're still in that now, but the bad era, the worst era, and it was one of the
Big Dog era.
The Big Dog era. It was WrestleMania 32 is what I've come up with. I believe that was the one that followed on from the Royal Rumble, where Roman Reigns was his champion and defended his title in the Royal Rumble, on which Triple H won, and then Triple H goes on to face Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. I was just looking at the match the whole event card itself, and it was pretty weak. Like, you look at this, so the night started with a US title match. Kalisto defeated Ryback by pinfall. Second match, Team Total Divas, which consisted of Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Eva Marie, and and Paige. They defeated Team Bad and Blonde. Team Bad and Blonde, wow.
I know, combining teams, everyone in the car.
Emma, Lana, Naomi, Summer Rae, and Tamina. Usos defeated the Dudley Boys. Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental ladder match, which was actually quite fun from what I remember. Chris Jericho defeated AJ Styles. I have sort of a rough recollection of that. The League of Nations and Sheamus with King Barrett defeated the New Day. Brock Lesnar defeated Dean Ambrose, which was yet another terrible match. It was one that just didn't live up to anything. It had a great match on, which we spoke about on one of our previous episodes. Charlotte Flair against Becky and Sasha. Undertaker against Shane McMahon. I mean, Shane McMahon was there. It was a Hell in a Cell. It had that one spot where Shane jumped off, but it was an Undertaker in the latter stages of his career against Shane McMahon match. And then it had that impromptu match with The Rock against Eric Rowan. You remember that?
The 6-second match.
Yeah, exactly. So we had that one, and then it was headlined by Roman and Triple H, which I believe is the one where Triple H comes down on the motorbikes with Stephanie McMahon standing on that platform.
I vaguely remember this WrestleMania, but I was thinking I can't remember any of the build to it. But then I did just have a quick look. This is 2016, so this is final year at university for me. Dissertation season. I'm probably not watching any wrestling. I remember watching the event. I think I came back to watch the event,
probably,
but could not remember any of the rules. I probably wasn't watching wrestling at this time, and I think I probably skipped out on some pretty poor weekly shows with that card.
God, that was like peak bad WWE, the mid 2010s. That's the one, and mainly for I don't really remember it apart from that main event, and that just lingers in your brain and leaves a bad taste. It's just a bad era.
My least favourite, and there is one match on this card that is like a beacon of hope in an otherwise bad WrestleMania. But you're going to have to go back a little bit further. We're going to go back to 2009, and if your maths aren't that quick to work out which number it is, this is WrestleMania 25. Now, there is several reasons to hate this, but I'll start with the promotion for it, because it was promoted as the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania, and that's not what anniversary means. WrestleMania 26 is the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania.
Vince McMahon logic is what that is.
Yeah. I'll run through the card a little bit. There was some great matches. A pre-show match for the WWE World Tag Team Championships with the Colons versus John Morrison and The Miz.
Okay.
CM Punk winning a Money in the Bank ladder match.
I remember that.
which is, I think that's the second one, which I think was quite good.
I remember watching this Mania.
I'll skip over one match there. We'll come back to this one. Chris Jericho defeated Jimmy Snuka, Ricky Steamboat, and Roddy Piper with
I remember that
by pinfall.
Jimmy Snuka was awesome in that. Everyone else was just like a dead body on feet. Pretty much.
Matt Hardy defeated Jeff Hardy by pinfall in an Extreme Rules match. Rey Mysterio defeated JBL by pinfall for the Intercontinental title.
JBL retired.
The best match on the card by far, The Undertaker defeating Shawn Michaels in a singles match.
Mm-hmm. Is that your beacon of hope?
That's the beacon of hope.
Yeah.
And then the two main events, which I was disappointed in both of them, John Cena defeating Big Show and Edge to win the World Heavyweight Championship in Triple Threat, and Triple H defeating Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, retaining. I don't remember too much about the Triple Threat, but I do remember being very disappointed in Triple H winning. I think Randy Orton should have gone over in the story. But the match I skipped, and the reason this is the worst WrestleMania, was the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royale.
Oh God, is that with Santina Morella?
Santina Morella last eliminating Beth Phoenix, and if my memory serves me, this is also the Kid Rock concert WrestleMania.
Oh good God. I was thinking back to that actually, just you going through the card. I remember that quite a lot, and thinking it was okay.
So strong match, but just so much in it that I just didn't enjoy that it kind of soured the whole event for me. But thankfully, times have changed. Both those WrestleMania are very long shows, pre-shows as well. We're looking a lot better now since we've gone to 2 nights.
Oh, what a godsend. If anything good came out of the pandemic, like the brotherly love, all of the love for NHS, the main thing is the 2 nights WrestleMania.
Yeah.
For us.
We've managed to get both more WrestleMania, which is a good thing, and less WrestleMania kind of at the same time. Like,
absolutely.
it wasn't the fact there was too much WrestleMania, and it was the fact that it was just dragging on so long. And no matter what you do, if it starts to drag on that long, it starts to get a bit tiresome.
I'd imagine even if you're in the States watching it and it starts at say 7 o'clock at night, you've got 8 hours of watching. Now imagine you're in the UK and it starts at midnight, 1 o'clock, and you've got 8 hours of watching. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So I think that last one in 2019 was just insane.
I think this year it's 2 6-hour shows. I'm hoping that is including the pre-shows.
Do it, so.
Otherwise, just ignore everything we've just said. It's back to being a problem with him. But for 2 4-hour shows with pre-shows, or 2 5-hour shows with an hour-long pre-show, I'll be kind of happy with both. It is WrestleMania.
But it does look like we're getting either 1 or 2 live performances, one from Lil Wayne and then one from another person that I'm now too old for and don't really know.
There's always a little bit of that variety aspect to WrestleMania, a little bit celebrity appeal, a little bit. You're getting not only casual fans, you're getting just general audience tuning in. So try and kind of pique some interest. We've spoke about it years previously. I think it's good for WWE to try and draw that extra attention in, and I can look past it, unless of course it's Kid Rock.
Yeah. Absolutely. Before we get into our thoughts on the build to this year's WrestleMania and our predictions of what's going to happen, I watched the Bray Wyatt documentary today, which number 1 is pretty heartbreaking, but number 2 features Bo Dallas very heavily, and at the end there's a teaser. I'm not sure if you've seen this.
I've not seen the documentary.
You've not seen anything from it?
I mean, I'm aware of the documentary, but I haven't watched any of it.
So, obviously...
I think, didn't he look over... Isn't there a bit where he's looking over some of his props and stuff? I may have seen, like...
A lot of it is that, and they sort of reveal the next stage of what The Fiend would have been and everything like that. But the credits roll, and then it does the usual Bray Wyatt, lights go out, flicker, blah, 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 and then there's a lantern that's flickering, and a figure appears behind it in Uncle Howdy, and it says, I can't remember if it said run or let me in. So they're teasing that Bo Dallas is coming back as some new character.
Something I was thinking about earlier as to kind of have a thoughts to this, but when I was looking over the names, it just didn't seem to work. But obviously, not only have we got WrestleMania, but we have the Raw after WrestleMania, a season reboot for WWE. Last year was fairly disappointing with Vince McMahon popping back in to just tear
Destroy any sort of good feeling.
But assuming that's not going to happen again this year, you'll hope WWE will begin to set the stage. And as many people are hoping, we'll have a new Universal Champion. Presumably, this is where you set up the next feud. I wouldn't expect them to run it back at Backlash with having the third match initially. It wouldn't make any sense for the current WWE.
He's going to be gone for a while if/when Roman loses.
So somebody has to come out to be that first challenge. And there's not many names that would be a surprise. I was thinking, is there anyone who's like a free agent or a potential signing that WWE would have made? And there wasn't anyone that jumped immediately as a potential. But you have just brought up Bo Dallas is a returning name, whether it's to be in that title picture, which I don't think but they do have a potential big debut on the cards there, because the only person on the roster I could find that hasn't been seen in a while and is quote main event level and
Not covered in scandal.
not majorly, not in like a serious scandal. Like, I'm sure there is reasons to dislike this person, but it's professional wrestling. I'm sure you can find reasons to dislike most professional wrestlers. You're gonna roll your eyes, but it is still the only like big name that they could do this with is Braun Strowman. Now, I don't think they're gonna go there, but when you go down the list of missing wrestlers, shall we say, there isn't many. Most of their big players are in and around storylines at the moment. So what they decide to do on Monday is going to be interesting. I haven't got it booked off like I did last year. I was burnt too bad. I couldn't do it again this year.
I'm tempted. The Tuesday.
Yeah, I've got the Monday off, but I haven't booked the Tuesday off.
I'm very tempted.
Rather save my holiday.
Yeah, I'm in an hour. I think for me, it's not going to potentially be a return. The one that stands out to me, and it's dependent on his match at Mania, is Gunther. Being the title challenger, but I don't know if he goes to be the first challenger to Cody and then fails. Is that going to do anything for him? I don't know how they do it, but yeah, it seems very open. They could surprise us and MJF turns up. Something crazy like that. Who knows?
That is a question for you. If MJF was available, like, talks are broken down with AEW, because AEW have been very quiet on stuff. There's not been much mention about MJF. MJF himself has been very quiet. He's not been very public on his injury recovery. Let's say hypothetically, he's out of contract. He is available. No compete clause. He could show up on Raw. If you are Tony Khan, do you say that he is no longer with AEW before?
I don't think so, because he's got precedent of not doing that.
Because I was speaking to somebody about this, of like, because AEW was making some releases the other day, so MJF will be next. So, well, you wouldn't announce it just for WrestleMania if it was a big name, because people will start questioning it. It's like, or do you do that to ruin the potential surprise? Like,
yeah, but you look at the two big ones that have jumped from AEW to WWE. He's not done it. The big one, Cody Rhodes, not done it, and it was teased heavily.
Yeah.
CM Punk, slightly different circumstance, but still not done it.
No.
Neither of them have had a non-compete for different reasons, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Seth Rollins, could he be Cody's first challenger, depending on how things go?
Yeah, he could. I mean,
there's scenarios there.
They could definitely have a Monday Night Raw match. They could run back their trilogy of matches to have a Raw match, to kind of be the main event of that episode of Raw, as a kind of, because I helped you, you got everything you wanted, and I lost everything. Now I hate you again. Like, that would make sense, and it would be a decent match. They're really talented.
Well, look, seeing as we're speaking about the main event picture I was about to say on Raw, it's on SmackDown, isn't it?
Okay, it's on everything.
It's over everything. The main event, the Universal title match. This might be a stupid question, but what are your thoughts on the build-up for this title match?
It's such a strange one, because while it's overwhelmingly good, there are negatives there.
Okay. Wasn't expecting you to say that.
Like, overwhelmingly good. I've loved every minute of what I've watched, but it's more. It's going to sound weird. It's more what isn't happening and hasn't been happening with it that you kind of like. If you just looked at who's been on screen and who's been interacting, I don't think you would realise that the main event, the of night 2, was Roman Cody, because Roman has been fairly a secondary character in this whole build.
Yeah.
Like, it is Rock Cody as the main story that's driving this. Like, it's The Rock that's been attacking Cody and been on more shows than Roman. Like, now admittedly Roman did come to the save this week on Raw, and kind of he was there standing tall at the end, but he feels like the second place in this story, which is very strange. I know obviously The Rock's a mega star and like most people are going to feel like a secondary to him, but I would have thought this week specifically they would have gone hard on Roman being in charge and in control.
I really think they've done that by design.
I think they have.
I think it's leading into the story, and that leads into the. I don't really like the year-long builds, but the Roman Rock match next year.
I think the problem with that is if this truly is the end of Roman's title reign, which it should be. We'll come to predictions later, but it should be the end. Cody, I hope they should finish the story on Sunday. Then Roman has never felt less important.
Yeah.
Which is strange. Like, we spoke last year about was Cody losing the right choice. And I would say now it's more of a yes to no. Like, for both of you, it's been a no.
Yeah.
But because we've been able to get this from it,
absolutely,
it is probably was probably worth it, with the caveat of Cody wins.
More luck than judgment, but yeah.
But like last year, Roman felt on top of the world, untouchable, and like he was the main star.
Mm-hmm.
He is still the main star, but he's now overshadowed, and he doesn't feel as untouchable. He's lost this year. It just makes it feel a little bit strange. I would have thought in the last few weeks they would have wanted to build him back up. They sort of went that way when they had The Rock finally actually acknowledge him and stop. It looked like he was going to stop trying to overshadow him, but then it is The Rock. Like I said, he's the megastar, the final boss, as he now calls himself.
He's just got that aura, which makes me laugh because he's not the final boss. Reigns is the final boss of WrestleMania. You got to get through The Rock to get to everything.
Yeah,
which makes me laugh. Anyway, I feel like we could go on for hours about this main event picture. I kind of agree with you. I've loved it in general.
So watching it has been great.
Yeah,
it's just there's that.
It's the highest it's felt for ages.
Probably the last WrestleMania.
Yeah. I don't think we can go over every single match on like our thoughts on every single build. But are there any that have stood out to you leading up to this year's Mania?
I mean,
for me personally, it's just a general overview. It feels like every match has got stakes on it. Even like when you look down to, I say, one of the lesser matches, with all respect to LA Knight and AJ Styles, they've done that really effectively, where it feels like there's genuine hatred between them.
They've got some drama there. The whole
the one match I'm not particularly keen on would be Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits against Karrion Kross and his goons. But no, I still think it would deliver.
Still have a strong build, isn't it?
Yeah,
for a while.
It's been built for a while, and you have to give him that. I just wasn't when I saw it announced as a WrestleMania match, I was like, it's the one that I feel doesn't feel like it's a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, if you can't candidate for
feels out of place.
WrestleMania SmackDown,
sort of.
Match.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great for them to get on the card.
Yeah, more power to them. They get their WrestleMania payday.
If they've got the time in the if they've got the time in the card, then
Seeing Bobby Lashley on the card as well is great.
yeah, especially after last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's why.
Well, yeah, that's very true. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And LA Knight's on the card as well.
Yeah.
Somehow he wasn't last year as well. But yeah, it's all looking good.
I had a match that I was going to talk about the build, and then
Let's run through it.
it's gone out of my mind.
We've got Io Bailey, LA Knight, AJ Styles. We've got the world title match, Seth and Drew.
that was the one.
Yeah,
That was the one I want to talk about. Again, it's felt overshadowed by the Night 1 tag match and the Night 2
Again by design, I think.
Definitely by design with this one.
Yeah. Just to jump in while I've got a thought, I'd love Drew to just absolutely annihilate Seth.
Well, it's very much a cobbled together title match. Really. Like, we've heard this week from CM Punk saying that before his injury, the plan was for him to be in the match.
Main event.
Made sense. Like, that looked to be the way they were going before the injury. I don't think that came as a surprise to many people. Unless, of course, he's lying, in which case everyone, like, in WWE listening, going, what's he talking about? But bringing Drew into it and this whole new I hate CM Punk kind of personality, I say it's a new personality, this twist on his character has been a stroke of genius. It's been some of the funniest Drew has been in a long while. The meme of him pointing at the tombstone with CM Punk's WrestleMania Dreams or WrestleMania Main Event, whatever was written on it. Great t-shirts.
Yeah.
Back and forth on Raw last week.
Yeah.
Was great.
Chaos.
And chaos in the best way possible. Like, they were clearly having fun with it. The whole you're the chosen one, say who chose you.
Yeah.
Was just a great moment, although I bet some butts clenched backstage when he said that.
Absolutely.
It just kind of let three guys shine on the mic and have 10-15 minutes. I can't even see how long it went on, but it was a really good showing that match needed. And although it is designed to be overshadowed by the main event of night 2, and then they're both on night 2, aren't they? So it's designed to be overshadowed. It I think it's going to be a bit of a sleeper hit. It might be one of the better matches of night 2.
Yeah,
and with the announcement of Clash at the Castle 2
in Scotland,
actually in Scotland this time, in actual hometown.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's actual hometown, home country at least. For Drew, it adds that extra layer of question on it. I still can see that Drew is not going to get the WrestleMania moment he wants because...
Oh, God, man.
Not because of Seth.
Because of Punk.
Either because of Punk or because of Damian Priest.
Yeah, I could see that.
Right, I think...
I forget that he has that.
I think they want you to.
Yeah.
And I think now... Because I think that's deliberate as well. Because people go, like, this week on Raw, Seth laying, like, broken in the ring. Like, where's Damian Priest? They want you to put that so they're like, oh, he's not going to do it. So that if he does... And I think him ruining Drew's WrestleMania will be good to go forward. Especially then when we can get to June.
Yeah.
We can have that match to get finished up.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said. You know, my thoughts on Drew McIntyre as he was before he turned, it just felt so stale.
That's more what I want to happen than necessarily a prediction.
Yeah.
Sometimes with predictions, you've got to go with your head rather than your heart, but
yeah,
that's kind of what I would I'd like to kind of see from that sort of thing. And all the pieces are there to do that, which is definitely an upswing of WWE in this build to WrestleMania. Is
for sure. No
match actually seems completely obvious.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Like, there's an explanation for every winner, and you can go, oh yes, Drew could win, and he should win because X, Y, Z. But also Seth could win to do this, and I think that might be the least even match, but.
Just briefly before we move on to predictions, one thing that I am pretty happy about is that it seems like they're going to finally be splitting the tag titles. Yeah, he said on Raw that both SmackDown and Raw tag titles are hanging above the ring, and the match won't finish until both sets are pulled down. So you presume
Somebody's different.
someone's going to get one, and that's how they get split. So just as a little side note, thank God that's finally going to happen.
You know,
it's been needed for a while.
I mean, as that match shows, there are so many tag teams in WWE at the moment. There's so many groups that could look great. I said it a little while ago that I thought the new team of Street Profits and Bobby Lashley would look great if they were wearing gold.
Excuse me.
As they stood kind of next to him. I think that would look really good. And having just one tag title just as kind of left it in a bit of a lurch. It's one of the things they need to do. The same as rumours are circling slightly again of a mid-card women's championship, which again, there's so many talented women. They've struggled with the title scene, but there's enough single stars to run a mid-card title. Maybe they want to be a bit cautious because like too many titles can cause a problem, but rumours have made appearances over social media the last few months. I wouldn't be opposed to that one either. And night after WrestleMania would be a good chance to debut that.
Agreed. Well, shall we dive in? Shall we get into the predictions of what's going to happen at WrestleMania XL Philly, number 40, the 40th anniversary, don't we? So I guess we obviously the obvious place to start would be night one.
Yeah, I don't know the exact running order, so we go with the Wikipedia running order for now.
Yeah. So what's the first match that Wikipedia's got written down?
Rhea versus Becky.
Yeah. As you were saying earlier, all of these matches are really hard to call because my brain goes, oh yeah, Becky's going to win that. But then there's a case for Rhea winning and retaining, absolutely. I think what I've got to do is go with my gut instinct on all of these matches because they are so 50-50. And I would personally say Becky Lynch is going to win this.
I just said a moment ago, so sort of got to go with your head, so sort of got to go with your heart. Obviously, this time...
But I went with my gut.
This time, we have quite a big punishment on the line here, and I've got to be smart about it. I want to try and send you to the barbers, but I really don't know where to fall. You've gone Becky. I'm gonna go Rhea because it's Rhea Ripley. Like, I don't. Looking at a time when I don't be like, oh yeah, this has run its course yet. So I'm going to go with that. There's not really a reason for it. Just that's the one I'm going to go with.
Okay, fair enough. What's the next match?
Next match, Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Sami Zayn.
It's tricky because for the whole week I was thinking, right, Sami's going to win this. And then Gunther moves on to something new. But then I had in my head, what if Sami doesn't win it? What if Chad Gable costs him? And then that's a feud for them. But it's so hard, isn't it? Do you want to give your prediction first on this one?
I was Sami when he won, and I was like, yeah, Sami's going to win. And then the last couple of weeks I've switched. Like, I was immediately Sami in my head. I was like, that's going to be a great moment for him. And I just feel like there's still a little bit more to tell with Gunther, which is surprising.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm Gunther. Again, it could go either way.
They're the same trails of thought that I've had, and they've done really well to sort of get it like that, I guess. For the interest of competition, I'm going to go Sami Zayn because I'm just so 50-50, I can't really pick. The next match that we've got is the tag team match.
Yeah.
And I guess what we have to do is go down the route of there being maybe a SmackDown and a Raw tag team champion on this.
We picking two. Yeah.
I think so. So the competitors in this, the Judgment Day, which are Finn Balor and Damian Priest. We've got DIY, Awesome Truth, New Day, A-Town Down Under, and the New Catch Republic.
My immediate problem with doing two on this is presumably they need to be on separate brands for it to make sense.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the teams and going, Do I 100% know who's on what brand?
But Judgment Day are Raw.
Yeah.
DIY are Raw.
Yeah.
Awesome Truth are Raw.
Yeah. New Day, SmackDown?
Presumably.
A-Town Down.
A-Town Down at SmackDown, and so are the New
Okay.
Republic.
Yeah.
So I think that works.
That's maybe their tag team name, A-Town Down Under.
I like that name. Better than fucking New Catch Republic.
It's just their two nicknames just smushed together, isn't it?
Yeah. But do you know what? I'm going to go.
Well, I suppose they don't call Grayson Waller Down Under, but...
Here he is. It's Down Under, Grayson Waller. So, I'm going to go for Awesome Truth
Okay.
to win the Raw. And then... It's hard though, you know, because I've just got the Triple H. I've said that really posh. Triple H loves DIY.
Yeah.
He absolutely loves them. So I could see them winning as well. But I'm going to go for A-Town Down Under to win the other ones.
Okay. I also had gone for the Awesome Truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna, the story just fits. Like it kind of has to be them. And if we had to only pick one, I would be picking them. To go for a second one, I would go with the New Day.
Okay.
Not seen a lot from the New Day in a while, but they're a staple of the tag division. If you are making two, they're a good way to lead into it and hold the title for a little while, build up some of the teams on SmackDown until they lose it. I think it would be a smart decision.
Jay versus Jimmy Uso.
Well, this is kind of gonna play into the main events of both nights, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think whoever loses this is going to be absent from any shenanigans. I think it would make sense to have this match write them out of it one way or the other. So
I think this match could open.
Could open, possibly should open.
Yeah.
Might be the tag match that opens.
Yeah, they like it, don't they? The big ones.
Which way do you go? It is a bit of a flip of a coin. I'm not actually going to flip a coin here, but I will say... I'm going to say Jimmy.
I'm glad you said Jimmy, because I want to say Jay. So that's good. We've only got one of the same answer, and that's in the tag match. I think this one we could potentially have the same answer on, and that's the 6-woman tag match. I'm going for Bianca, Jade, and Naomi for the simple reason you can't have Jade losing on her debut. You've had so much hype towards it. I just don't think you can have them lose.
No, I agree there. It would be a strange decision.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think that Damage Control get damage if they lose.
Yes, you got to start at a strong point. You know, I'll agree with that there. It would be the match so far that, although it could go either way, I think it could be more of a mistake to go opposed this, but we'll see what happens.
LWO, which now consists of Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, against Santos Escobar and Dom. This one's quite a hard one to call, I think. It's strange because Dragon Lee's obviously been drafted in and Dom has been drafted in on the other side. Well, in the build up to this, I was thinking it's going to be a 6-man tag. You're going to have LWO, the normal members, and Santos and Humberto and Angel, as he's now known as. So it's a bit of a strange one. Now you've got the Dom factor in there. Bit of dissension with Jungle Boy, I suppose. Bloody hell. Oh,
that would be shaken.
Jungle Boy on the line. Judgment Day.
Yeah.
I don't know which way to go on this one. Do you have any clear thoughts on it?
I do. I've already written mine in. I don't get they just randomly bringing Dragon Lee in, apart from to put him on the card. There's been a lot of jokes online about this is why people turn Rey Mysterio, because Carlito was right there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that is gonna play into it, but it feels like one of those things where they might have gone, well, we're gonna sow the seeds, and I'm going for Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom.
So you think this is a story that could continue post-Mania?
Yeah, I think this whole LWO, and I can't think the name given to Santos Escobar.
Legado del Fantasma.
That's the one. story is probably going to carry on, and so is the Ray Dom story. Until Ray's ready to retire, I think that's going to go on. And could that be a SummerSlam thing to like Ray's retirement match?
True.
I don't. Who knows? But I think Dom taking the win here would be the decision I would book in.
That's kind of the way that I'm leaning as well. Obviously, Dom lost at Mania last year. Could he lose twice in a row? Yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt him too much. But I've got to be sensible in this one as well. There's a lot on the line, and I'm going to go for the same result as you actually on that one. The boring choice.
I thought you was about to swap. No, how you build that up?
No, I've got to be sensible. So we get to the main event of night one, the biggest tag match in the history of WrestleMania. The Bloodline, The Rock and Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins.
Directly ties in to the main event, night two. So what you think happens here is going to play into what you think happens there. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I am going for the Bloodline here because making it Bloodline Rules on night two just allows for this showcase of shenanigans and everything that professional wrestling can be. It's going to be overbooked. It should be overbooked, and the way to get there is with Bloodline winning. Also, you probably don't want to have The Rock lose. And you probably don't want Roman to lose twice.
So. No, that's right. I agree with you for everything there. And also a straight up singles match between Cody and Roman. I don't know how good that would be.
I mean, it is really good. We saw it for 95% last year, but I don't feel we need that again. We need a stipulation to make it stand out.
Yeah,
last year.
I'd rather like to go in expecting shenanigans than being told there's definitely not going to be any shenanigans and then there's still shenanigans.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you on that one. Moving on to night two, let's start with the world title match. We've got Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. I am going to say that Big Drew is going to get his moment and he is going to win the world championship.
I am going to agree here, but I'm going to add in. I don't want to point for it. I just want to have it on record that I think Damian Priest is cashing in.
Okay.
As well.
Fine.
So, won't get a point if it does happen, but that is just what I think is going to happen this year. So
okay.
Good start there.
WWE Women's Title, Io Sky and Bayley. I think this is an obvious one for me, and it's Bayley winning.
Yeah,
this is like a dream scenario for me. Bayley comes down to Paramore. She's got her buddies waving around everywhere again, and she wins the world title. I don't know if she's ever had a big WrestleMania moment, and if she hasn't, she needs one, and Bayley's got to win, surely.
She needs her flowers, so to speak.
Yeah.
I was really kind of hoping you was going to go for EO, so it would be different, but yeah, I've also Bayley here.
I think out of all of the matches on both nights, that's potentially one of the most obvious.
Apart from the Damage Control versus Three Faces.
Yeah, I guess so.
Can't list all their names.
LA Knight against AJ Styles really is a flip of a coin.
There's a really big one there if you want it.
Shall we?
No. I am going LA Knight.
Fine, alright.
I'll sign it out there straight away.
No.
Yeah. I was on the card last year. He deserves a big win, and I think this should be it.
I genuinely don't know. I'll go AJ.
Gonna go AJ?
Go AJ. Now I've got three choices in the next match. The US title match, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. Now if we had a three-sided coin, that would be very suitable.
Yeah. I've only got two-sided coins and four-sided dice. Don't have a three-sided anything, unfortunately.
I really don't know about this one. Like I was saying to you the other week, it's weird seeing Randy Orton in a mid-card title match. I think I'm gonna go Kevin Owens.
Okay. I am going to retain for Logan Paul.
Okay. That is the one that I was thinking of.
Like, I think the experiment of Logan Paul being champion has been very successful to WWE, and I think they're going to want to carry on a little bit longer. I could see there being something in the UK when they come over to Scotland. Obviously, KSI has made some appearances on WWE. Yeah, I could see one of those really backfiring on Logan Paul. It could happen at WrestleMania.
It could do.
It happened at WrestleMania last year when he was dressed.
Yeah, there was last year, wasn't it? Yeah.
And maybe I don't think they will repeat it so soon, but I can see him retaining and
For sure.
can choose. My other option to pick a difference would be Randy Orton, and at this stage of his career, I just can't see it.
No.
So
The Pride, as they are now known, apparently. I kind of got a vague recollection of that against the Final Testament.
6-man Philadelphia street fight.
Wow, didn't know that. That makes it a bit more interesting. I'm going with... the Pride.
You go with the Pride.
Yeah.
I will go for the Final Testament then.
I think Bobby needs his moment, like what you were saying about LA.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, Bobby has had some big moments in the past where LA has not had a WrestleMania moment yet. That's the only kind of difference I see there. Aren't they both heels, or are the Pride now face?
I think they're a face, technically, now.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't pinpoint like that switch happening, but they definitely feel more like
I
face.
think it happened when they were attacked by Final Testament.
Yeah,
The big one.
the big one.
Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Potentially in Bloodline rules, potentially straight up singles. We both think it'll be Bloodline rules. I've been very clear. Who I think should win, who I think will win. And that for me is Cody Rhodes.
Now, I want to throw back to last year.
You called it last
I called it. Roman was going to win. I jokingly said that that Cody beating Silas Cole was his reward, and well, he ended up losing.
Oh, true.
It did kind of come true in the worst way possible that I got that point. I'm looking down the list at how many differences we have. And
Got quite a few, haven't we?
we do have quite a few.
It'd be quite nice for us both to cheer Cody.
It would be nice to cheer Cody, and regardless of what happens, even if I was to predict Roman, which I'm going to say I'm not predicting it this year, I can feel it a little bit. I said to you earlier in Jim Dre, 45%. I just feel it.
It's that nagging bit in the back of your
There's
head.
that
after
record
last year.
waiting to be broken. There's that match with Roman versus The Rock waiting to happen. Does it need the title? No. I could almost.
But they love doing it for everything.
I could almost see it playing into the ending. Not necessarily the final moments of the match, but like whilst Cody's celebrating, like the dissension between Rock and Roman. So there's so much you can do. There's less matches on night 2. I think this match is going to go an hour.
Yeah.
There's been jokes about Cody forming the WWE equivalent of the Avengers to take down the Bloodline. And I want it. I want the most overbooked nonsense possible.
Yeah, give me it all.
And at the end of the day, I want Cody to. So I'm going Cody Rhodes. If it comes down to we are neck and neck at this point, I might be tempted to switch to make there be. I feel like this should be there has to be a winner punishment. Although it would be funny to see us both lose, but I feel like there has to be a winner here.
Okay.
So yeah, if we get neck and neck at the end, because I'm 45% and you're pretty much, if Cody doesn't win,
Yeah, I'm done with wrestling.
you're done with wrestling. I'll put that switch on. I don't think it's going to happen,
I'm happy for that.
but I'm willing to take the risk at the final point.
Well, there we have it. You've heard it here first, and just to remind you of the stakes, I'm already getting a fake tan because I lost the predictions last year. If Damien loses, he also has to get a fake tan. If Damien wins, I have to get the fake tan and also dye my hair blonde.
And let's not forget, although they're not here on the podcast, that we do have an extra friend who is involved.
A silent investor.
Has made no predictions, and there's a little part of me that doesn't want to remind him so that he just loses because he predicts nothing and has to get a fake tan. It feels a little bit mean.
It's funny though.
But I might remind him like Saturday night.
We'll end up waiting.
10 to midnight. Like.
Yeah.
So we'll put his predictions up on socials as well. But there is kind of 2 chances to lose here, but also 2 chances to win. If you beat both of us, both me and him have to get a fake tan.
We'll all be tanned.
We'll all be tanned.
Well, there we go. I guess all that's left to say is let's enjoy WrestleMania.
Yeah, let's hope it beats out WrestleMania 25 and 32.
Let's bloody pray.
Like, it's pretty low bar.
Yeah.
So I think they can manage it.
We have faith in you, Trips. You can do it, Papa Rich. Right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Enjoy WrestleMania, and we'll see you on the other side. Over to Damien for the socials.
Thank you for listening. If you'd like to keep up to date with all things Figure Forecast, you can follow us on Twitter or X at Figure4UK, on Threads and Instagram at The Figure Forecast, and on Facebook by searching The Figure Forecast.